I have 9mm set up now, and I'll be converting over to 300 blackout with the 1500 trim die setup. The first thing I like to do is to take the case feed tube off. Then you take a 24mm and take this nut off. These conversions are pretty easy. If you don't include the dies, tweaking the dies, it probably takes a half hour, and then you have to fine tune your dies for whatever caliber you're using. So now that that nut is off, we're gonna take this off, and sometimes it works kind of easy. You just pull it down a little and it slides right out. And this part is pretty simple. I just kind of twist it on an angle like this, and it comes right out. So now your tool head and your dies are off. And you get yourself an Allen heads wrench. Spin these off right here. You have 4 in total. You don't even really have to spin these all the way out. I'm cleaning everything top to bottom. I'm going right through it. Really, you should only have to loosen them. This would be able to spin right off. I have my 9mm. This is a number 5 shell plate. Now loosen up your bullet extractor guide. Flip that back. Take your shell plate out. So we're going from 9mm to 300 blackout. We're going to have to take this out. We're going to have to put the one for 223 in. And we're going to put the 223 shell plate in. Spin this back on. When you spin this back on, you want to make sure not to put it on too tight, otherwise your shell plate won't spin correct. Kind of screw it down all the way, and then what I like to do is back it off just a couple of turns until you find a balance and it indexes nice and smooth. Once you find that point, you can tighten it back up. Now these little nylon stops, you want to be careful too. If you screw them down all the way and you screw them down too hard, there's the possibility that they will snap. I actually learned that the hard way. When you tighten this guide down, just leave it off the shell plate here. Next I'll be putting the 300 blackout tool head on. This right here is a 9mm tool head, and this right here is the Dillon 300 short tool head. It's been machined out so you can insert your dies and your trimmer. The washer also has a half moon shape cutout in it. It installs really easy. It's not that hard at all. I don't know if this is the right way, but it's my way, and it seems to work. You insert your spring. Align it. Put your washer on. Stop the nut. Now I'm installing the trim die. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the RT1500 electric case trimmer and install it on the Dillon 1050. Put this nut on. Spin that down to the desired length. You really should have a case in here so that you can make sure you have the proper case size, and I'll explain why later. Spin your motor on. Make sure everything is tight. The reason why you should put a case in here is because you don't want to screw the motor down too far, because you can actually damage it. So if you put a case in there, if the case is to the right size, you'll know exactly how far down you need to go in order to get the right length on your cartridge. So because I have a just-in-case die, pretty much a safety die to ensure that everything is sized correctly. You don't need it, but it isn't a bad idea to have. It's better to be safe than sorry. Now when I run it through this, I want to make sure I'm not re-expanding the brass in any way. I should be all set with my setting my dies. Put your trim collar on. Grab the Allen wrench. Install your plug to your power unit. Then you're going to attach your shop vac hose to this right here, and you can either tape it on, or even better than that would be to clamp it on.